Hello everybody, how are you today? It is Sunday afternoon. I am finally back out in the shop for the first time in a long time. I had some things I had to take care of. I want to work a little more on this jig today. It's not quite complete. I got some work to do. I got some figuring to do, how to cut some different type of segments, different thicknesses. And I've just got to get it all dialed in and figured out. And that's what I'm going to work on today. I was going to tell you guys, I had a bunch of items that I videoed and put out onto an Instagram channel. And I got a majority of them out there, maybe 2/3 of them. But Instagram flagged me as a spammer because what happened is I videoed them all and then I would upload one. As soon as it was done, I'd upload another. As soon as it was done, I'd upload another. That algorithm that they have, the algorithm flagged that as an unusual pattern and flagged me as a spammer. And I have not been able to put anything up there for 3 days. So I got a bunch of stuff left that needs to go up there. And plus I was hoping to use that as a way to sell blanks in the future. And the reason why is because the way I do it now, where I put together a video, you have to watch the whole video to see all the blanks. Versus if I were to post them to Instagram, you go to the main page, you can kind of do a quick look at the page and you say, oh, I really like that blue one, that blue and yellow one. And you click on it, you can watch the video. If you like it, you immediately would be able to respond. And if you're the first one in the comments, then you're the one who owns the blank, as opposed to send me an email or check the description to see if it's sold. It became difficult for you and difficult for me, and then having to watch them all for you is a kind of a pain. So I was trying to make it easier to where you could just you just pop up and there's all the blanks. You touch the one you want. Yep, I love it. I'll buy it. Boom, go. So anyway, I got to figure out how to get myself off the spammer list. After doing a little bit of research, I found that was the problem, right? It was my pattern that I was doing. Too much uploading too fast. They say upload one, wait 2 to 5 minutes, then upload another, wait 2 to, just let it go for a while. And I thought, well, if I can ever get off of the bad boy list, I'll work that direction. If I can't, I'll start another dang channel and we'll just use that now that I know what to do. My fault for not researching, but enough about that. Let's get back over here. I want to get this sled going and make some kind of progress on it today. I've been working for a while, and as you can see, I'm making a huge mess. But, that's what happens when you're experimenting. This is the top section of my blank. This right here is the center section, or the body of the blank. I'm experimenting with ways to get this center strip. You want a strip that is going to be smaller than the diameter of your tube. And for instance, this is a 27/64" tube. So I need a strip that's going to be smaller than the diameter of the tube so that you get some of the meat of the outer colors around it. And that looks pretty good. I could go a little bit thinner than that. I'm just experimenting with how I can get one made. And then once you get one made, you start saying, okay, how can I make these parts, how can I make them simpler? So it takes a little bit of time to kind of figure out, and probably won't get it today. I'll get something that is kind of rough looking, but that'd be good enough to get me started. The next trick is on this blank, making sure that I cut it on both sides so that it is 3/4 inches thick or whatever thickness it is, maple on the left and right of the pink blank needs to be the same thickness. Otherwise, that line won't be dead center of this this top 30-degree angle. So there's a lot to still figure out, but like I said, once we get one made, we can start dialing that in. We'll dial our process in, and hopefully we'll make a much better blank. My first Gissy, and I was told it's pronounced with a hard G, not a Gissy like I was pronouncing it with a J. It is a Gissy blank. I hope that's correct. There's the first one. It's far from perfect. Like I said, it's going to need work. I need to keep dialing it in and finding a better way to make it work. And that's what I'm going to work on. We're going to make another one right now, but you'll notice the bottom is the pink is thicker than that. And the reason why is if you take a tube and you lay it on here, you can see I left it just a little bit long. Well, maybe I didn't leave it as long as I thought I did. There we go. I left it a little bit long, so some of that will shave off. The other option that you have is to cut this blank back farther, move this up, and put a piece of maple on the bottom to kind of cap it. You always want the bottom to be just a little bit thicker. That way you press the tube all the way to the top, and then you can clean the bottom up whenever you square the blank. So we're gonna let this dry, and then I'll take it out of the clamps. We'll take some measurements, Just, you know, learn what we can learn from it. And then I may actually turn this one just for fun. The tricky part will be getting it drilled square. It is 3/4 of an inch this way. I think it's a little less than 3/4 this way. So, you know, like I said, far from perfect. There's a lot to learn, and we're working on that. And you probably noticed this blue tape here. This is because I do not have a zero clearance insert for my table saw. I've got one of these Porter cables that Lowe's used to sell, and I don't have a zero insert. Didn't come with it, and I need to buy one. I just haven't, or I need to make one. So what I do is I put a piece of tape here, and then whenever I'm cutting along the fence on this side, any blank that is, you know, the strips I was cutting off were thin, so they were going down into here, and it would throw them out violently. So by putting this tape here, the blank piece can just fall off. So it's a lot better than that pop and that throwing of that blank and letting it scare the bejesus out of you. So a lot of times I'll put one on this side as well. If you're going to do this, take the tape all the way back past where you're going to start. Like I'll start about here. You don't want the tape cut here, because then it'll start to fray on the end, and as you push into it, you'll catch, and it'll cause your blank to maybe go in at an angle. So just a little tip that somebody else did, and I picked up from them. So it's helped me out quite a bit. Well, I got another hold down on my sled. This lets me cut the thin slices that I glue together to form the bottom of the jig, or to form the bottom of the blank. These up here let me cut the diagonals on the blank. So I'm getting closer. Like I said, I want to practice a little bit with this, make sure it's going to work. Also, there's a possibility I may build a sled for my disc sander here, because I can use that for cleaning the blanks up. There's a lot of work to do. I'm done for tonight. Next time I come out, we will experiment with this and try to make a couple of blanks and see what they look like. We'll just keep building and improving from there.